afternoon, students. I'll start with the class. So the chapter was vectors and 3D. So out of that vectors I done. So the next part which was there was three-dimensional geometry. That part was left. Okay. Three-dimensional geometry. So three-dimensional geometry will be definitely, till now we are done 2D. So it should be x-axis and y-axis. So this was 2 dimensions. So whenever 3 dimensions will be involved, there will be 3 axes which will be involved. Okay, so usually we should write this x, y, but now in 3D this will be x, this will be y, and this will be z. So this will be the origin. Consider any point, suppose in space. Okay, so consider a point P. So with reference to the origin, we'll just join that point. It will be all there in the notes. Okay, so no need to write again. So this is P. So the angle with the x-axis, only this part you need to correct. The angle which the x-axis makes with this point P, whichever point P, that is called alpha. Okay, so just extend and take it till this point. Alpha is nothing but the angle which the x-axis makes with this point P. So this is a random point P. You could take this point P here also. So accordingly, then this would have been the angle. Now y-axis with that point is B, beta, and then z-axis with that point is gamma. Okay, so in the notes also it is given the angles alpha, beta, and gamma made by a line, that is this OP, with the x-axis, with the y-axis, and with the z-axis are called as the direction angles. Okay, so these three things are called as the direction angles. Now the next part, from here onwards you have to listen carefully. Next is called as the direction cosine. Also, at some places they will simply give it like this, DCs. D dot C will be direction cosines. So if you already know your direction angles, you can automatically find direction cosines. Okay. So usually we write it in this form. Okay. L, comma M, comma N. Okay. So I write this and keep. DCs are usually written like this. First cosine, comma, then second, then comma, then N. So what is this? L is nothing but the first direction cosine. M is the second direction cosine. N is the third direction cosine. How to find this? If you already know the angle, L is nothing but cos alpha, M is nothing but cos beta, and N is nothing but cos gamma. So alpha, beta, gamma we had just seen are those angles with x-axis, this is with y-axis, and this is with the z-axis. So the moment you find L, M, and N, you can write it in this form. So this is the standard form. How we write a point? Point we usually put it in the bracket x, comma, y, comma, z. Direction cosines will never put a bracket. One more thing want to clarify. If you put a comma like bracket like this, it will become a point and it will be wrong. So there will be never a bracket for the direction cosines. Something if you are not understanding at the start itself, please ask, because this is a chapter which gets little complicated later on. The most difficult chapter you can say, because the problems which come on this are not so easy. Mostly they are applicative types. So you need to know all these concepts very well. So this is about the direction cosines of a line in general. Suppose if I want lines means also there are x-axis also, there's a y-axis also, this is also line. So we'll check in particular what are the direction cosines of x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. I want to see what is the direction cosine of this line. So what is the angle with itself? It is nothing but 0. Okay, with itself will always be 0. So L will be nothing but cos 0. With other one it will be 90 degree, always a difference of 90 degree. And gamma will be also 90 degree. Means what we are considering, the point P is over here on this line. So here it is 0. Between y and P is 90 degree, and same way between Z and P is also 90 degree. So M will be cos 90 and N will also be cos 90. So the answer will be 1, 0, 0. So these are the direction cosine of x-axis. Same way, we take y-axis, so only this angle will be 0, the other two angles will be 90. So direction cosines of y-axis will be 0, 1, 0. And of the z-axis, it will be 0, 0, 1. So these are all the distances of x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Anyone having doubt till here can ask. Next is the direction ratios. So direction ratios of a line, also known as D or capital, like whichever way. This is a shortcut for direction ratios. So if you already know direction cosines, that is L, M and N, okay, then any number you can divide it by, or you can take any ratio A, B and C, okay, then these are called as the ratios. So any numbers, if you are dividing by this particular, all will become in proportion. So as we solve the problem, we will understand what is the actual meaning of direction ratios. Okay, so even if now it's a bit confusing, it's okay, because later we'll understand exactly what it means. Okay, so if you are dividing by a single, means a constant number, by all the three, so that will be called as the direction ratios A, B and C. This could be a multiple of 2, it could be a multiple of 4, like that. So direction cosines, these are some notes which you need to know. Direction cosines of two parallel lines are always equal. Okay, if you have two parallel lines, if this fellow has A, B, C as the direction cosine, then even this one will also have same. Like 1, 2, 3, if it is this, then this will be 1, 2, 3, like this. Or equal or proportional. Proportional means what? The second note says it could also be proportional, parallel line. So if this is suppose 2, 4 and 6. Proportional means you could multiply it by 2. 2 means how much it will be? 4, 8 and 12. You could simply multiply it by 3. Okay. So proportional means you can just keep on multiplying by any number or dividing by that number. So they will be proportional. This is just an example. This could have been simply multiplied by 5 also. So this will become 10, 20 and 30, like that. Because finally if you divide this by 2, you should get this answer. Then called as proportional. So this was about the direction ratios. If you have any line, okay, and its vector is given as suppose m bar, suppose if a line is indicated by a vector, okay, this is a line which is given to you and they have given this is like the name of the line, this is the vector equation of that line now, okay. So you asked to find the direction ratios of that line. So where you will get the direction ratios, they are nothing but always which is the side of the I cap, j cap and k cap. So the direction ratios of this line are a comma b comma c. So many times in the problems they will give you like this, so you have to know. I will ask you all what are the direction ratios of this line. So you should quickly tell me whatever are the coefficients of I, j and k will be the direction ratios a, b and c. Reverse also. Suppose if they give you direction ratios are a, b, c. So find the vector of that line. So you have to convert it by just adding it what I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap. Other way around. Okay, given direction ratios, you want to find a vector, nothing but just add I j k to it. So we'll get it in the vector form. Then the second note says if A is L M N, oh, n, okay, is a unit vector, then L M N are the direction cosine. Suppose in terms of L M N it is given, then it will be direction cosine. This relation I'll tell you how to differentiate whether it's a direction ratio or a direction cosine. That I'll tell you now next. Okay, if it's A, B, C, then they are called as direction ratios. If it's L, M, N, then they are called as direction cosine. Moving to the second page. Hope you all of you are having notes. In case you all don't have, then please get it Xerox from your batchmates or whatever. Because later on, I will not be dictating the problems. This is a very important part which I'm going to do now. Conversion of, or you can even say relation between direction, ratio and cosines, okay? From direction ratios to direction cosine, or you can say relation between and direction cosine. They will give you direction ratios and tell you what are the direction cosines. So given this, you need to know how to find this. So now they will give you, suppose if this is given, direction ratios of a line are A, B, C. This has been given to you. Now find direction cosine. So what you have to do is you just have to convert it into a unit vector. Unit vector means in vectors we have studied anytime any given vector you have, you want to convert it into a unit vector. Suppose if I have this 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 5k cap is any vector suppose given to me. I want to find its unit vector. How to make it as a unit vector? Always divide by its root. 2i cap plus 3j cap. So what we usually used to do is to divide by the square of it, root of it square like this. So the moment you divide by this, it always becomes a unit vector. So m bar becomes m cap. This is what we had studied in vectors. So any given vector you can convert into unit vector. So basically that is the same logic which we'll be applying here. So cosines is nothing but like a unit vector. So given the direction ratios, you have to convert it into cosines. So you just have to divide it by the root of all the this. So a upon a square plus b square plus c square will be of L, the first direction cosine. What will be a second? B upon n. Thus it is that simple to convert from direction ratios to cosines. Don't forget this step. Huh? Given direction ratios, you have to convert direction cosine just by dividing its root. Don't put plus, it will be wrong. It is comma. So this was straight away, that is given to you. Direction cosines vector was given to you. Now next is, suppose if vector is not given and points are given. So direction ratios of line joining 2 points. So there's a difference. What we had done now was, when it was a line where straight away this vector was given to you. But now what we are doing is, when you have a line but vector is not given, instead of that coordinates are given, points are given. So please understand there's a difference between a point and a vector. This is the whole vector of the line and these are just the points. Suppose this is x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z. Now it is not given in the vector form, it is given in the coordinates form, point form. So this is easy. Here I can straight away say my direction ratios are A, B, C. Yeah, I cannot say like straight away. So first we have to find the vector of this. So we'll have to find AB bar. AB bar is nothing but always B bar minus A bar. You know that. Anytime 2 points you can find the vector of that line by just finding AB bar. It's always ulta, B bar minus A bar. Means what? The second coordinate minus first. So it will be what? X2 minus X1. First point. So that will be I cap. I can simply make it vector by just adding I over there. Then this will be plus Y2 minus Y1 J cap. The last one will be Z2 minus Z1 K cap. So this is the vector form of this. So what is AB bar vector? This x2 minus x1 I cap. This. So what will be the direction ratios now? Nothing but always I told you it's the coefficient of whatever is the side of I cap. So my direction ratios will be x2 minus x1. This is my first direction ratio. Then a comma. Then y2 minus y1 and then z2 minus z1. So these are my direction ratios if 2 points are given. So no need to find this. This I only showed you how it actually you get this answer. Now next time if you have 2 points and they ask you to find direction ratio, straight away write it. X2 minus x1 comma y2 minus y1 comma z2 minus z1. It's nothing but this is like A and this fellow is B and this one is C. Anyone who has not understood how to find direction ratios, these are the 2 ways you can find the direction ratios. So this is given vector and this is then given 2 points. Okay, so now whatever we have done, based on that we'll be solving some problems. Now the first question is what? a line makes an angle of 60 degree and 45 degree with the positive direction of x-axis and z-axis. So 60 degrees with x-axis, they are telling you 45 degree is with the z-axis. Find the angle which it makes with y-axis. Okay. So now you know that what is the angle which is always mixed with the x-axis, nothing but alpha. So alpha is given to you as 60 degree. With the z-axis is gamma. And what is beta has been asked. Okay. So now anytime like this is the alpha, beta, gamma. There's a relation between alpha, beta, gamma, which I think I missed out. On the first page it is given. So this is the relation cos square alpha, cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. So this is the relation between the direction angles. Okay. So this you'll have to remember, this formula. So now substitute alpha, beta and alpha and gamma, and then find beta. So square means what? First don't square. First find cos of 60. So that will be half. And then the square is there. Cos square beta plus 45. So that will be 1 upon root 2. And then whole square is equal to 1. And now you solve. Is there anyone who has got the answer? Square this, take the values on the other side, then take a root. Square will go and become root of that number. So this will become 1 by 4 and this will become 1 by 2. So this overall will become 1 by 4. Want to take LCM, then take. So 4 so cos square. Now at least tell me the answer. Cos beta is here, 1 by, so angle I want now. That will be 1 by 2. So beta is nothing but cos inverse of half. So that is 60 degree. I by this will be your angle. The second question, find the direction cosines of a line, okay, which makes equal angles with the coordinate axis. Equal angles with the coordinate axis means alpha, beta is equal to gamma. So use the same formula, cos square alpha So instead of alpha, beta, gamma, everything you can take either one. Everywhere you can substitute beta or everywhere alpha, whichever way. All the things I'll put alpha only because all are anyways equal. So what you'll get like this 3 times. Okay, so this is cos square alpha, which will be plus or minus. So we have to find cosines L, M, and N. So obviously all three are equal. So what you will get cos alpha, L is nothing but what? Cos alpha, M is nothing but cos beta, and N is cos gamma. So cos alpha anyways you have got it as 1 by root 3. Same way this is also equal, all three are equal. This will be your answer. Now the third one, direction ratios are given to you. What are the direction cosine? Find direction cosine. How you'll find? Can anyone tell me? What you have to do? You have to convert from direction ratios to cosine. Before that, no, anytime this also I'll tell you. Always any of the direction ratios, whenever they give you in this form, you have to always check first whether you can simplify that. I told you proportional they are normally. Okay, these ratios could be proportional. So you have to bring it to its simplest form. So check which can be brought to the simplest form. So this is anyway not going in the 4 table because it's 18. So you can divide it by 2 and make it simplest form. 9, 6 and 2. So this is also same. Okay, this is also correct, this is also correct. So first simplify it and now you can convert it into cosines. So when you want to convert, what you'll have to do, just divide it by the square of. So this will get divided 6 upon the same thing. The last one 2 upon. And now calculate and tell the write down. How much are you getting after calculating this? How much?
Root 121.
121. So that will be 11, no? How I get 190? Oh yeah. So 9 upon 11, 6 upon 11, 2 by left. So this will be a direction cosine. Anyone who has not understood how to do this, please ask. Because there are so many concepts which will be coming up next. If this will carry on to all the concepts. Direction ratios, direction cosines will come across till the end of the chapter. Third one, fourth one. Find direction ratios and direction cosines of a line AB. So this is the second part. Means when 2 points are given. A is given to you as -3, 1, 14, 5 and -3. This is 14. Now these points are given and you have to find the direction ratios first and then find the direction cosine. And suppose if they are told find direction cosines only, not direction ratios, still what you have to do? Compulsorily first you have to find direction ratios, irrespective what they ask you to find. Okay, if they ask you to find only DCs also, still first you have to find ratios. So direction ratios will be, just you all can directly write the answer, but those who want to remember like later on how it was done, this is nothing but 14 minus 2, x2 minus x1, then y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1. So direction ratios are 12 minus 4. Okay, so before finding cosine, you check if you can divide. So this you can divide by 4. 3, 2, minus 1. So these are your final direction ratios after simplifying. And now find direction cosine. Cosine just divided by. So whether it is minus or plus, you can straight away write 1 only, because even -1 the whole square will be plus, irrespective of that. So even if you write just 1 straight away, still answer will be correct. Okay. So root 14. 2 upon. And this will be -1 upon root 14. So these are your direction cosine. Fifth one, it's direction cosines are not the ratios. Just make it as DCs. DCs of the line passing through that point. Those 2 points, they have given 4 options. I think this was from the question paper. So mark the correct option. Find the directions cosines it is. Because for direction ratios, there would not be any denominator. Fifth one, just correct now. It's DCs. So the 2 points given to you are, if anyone has got an answer, can tell. So we have to find direction ratios first. what it will be? 2 minus 4, 3 minus 2, 1 plus 1. Minus or minus become plus. So minus 2, and then here, see, even though they have not put a round bracket, okay? Here they have given you options, but they have used this type simply, okay? So that's just because they have given you 4 options. You don't have to write this like this for exam. Now they have given you option, that's why you just have to tick mark. But they will never use a round bracket. What is the option? Which answer you all got? Nobody got the answer? Chala there at least. Someone at least tell me the answer. Yeah, that will be. A will be answer. So you can find the sixth one. 6. Find the direction cosines. So the point is 7 minus 1, 2 minus 3 minus 1. So they asked to find DCs. So I told you, irrespective, even if they ask you to find DCs, first you have to find direction ratios. Because only after that you have to divide by the root. So 2 minus 6 will be minus 4, minus 3 plus 7 will be 4, minus 1, this will be 0. So yeah, cosines will be, still you can divide, simplify. Divide by 4, so minus 1, 1, 0. So these are your direction ratios. And direction cosines will be the answer will be root 2, 1 by root 2 and 0. Well, this again I'm asking anyone still having doubts on ratios and cosines and its convergence. Because now we'll be moving on to the next concept, different concept, lines. Before this, there was one more topic that was angle between the two lines in terms of direction cosine. But that topic has been deleted, angle between the line and a plane. So that part I've not done. Okay. So next is only for perpendicular lines, which you might need to solve some problems. So that's why I'm doing that. So if you have any two lines, suppose this is line 1 and this is line 2. So every line has its own direction ratios and cosines. Okay. every single line. So let this one's direction cosines be a1, a2 or ratios. Direction ratios are a1, a2, a3. Okay, B I have given now. a1, b1, c1, and this is a2, b2, c2. Usually we write like this, okay, in commas on that particular line. So it's understood. These are the direction ratios of line 1, and these are the direction ratios of line 2. Suppose if these two lines are perpendicular, then the relation between this is given like this. So this is also very important relation which might be required later on to solve some problem. A1, A2, B1, B2 and C1, C2 is equal to 0. This works only if they are perpendicular. Huh? Okay. The next one is line. So there are two types, okay? A, two ways. Suppose first part is equation of a line. This I'm doing now, A part. Equation of a line passing through a given point. Okay, so what is given? One point will be given on of that line, and the second condition is it's parallel to another line or a vector. So this, if two things are given to you, then this belongs to A. Okay, A type of point will be given to you, and it will be parallel to another line or a vector. So how it will look in terms of diagram. Now this is the line which you need to find the equation of this particular line. So that point, given point, will be that point A, and that numbers will be given to you like 2, 3, 5, whatever it is. So right now, as of now, we'll consider x1, y1 and z1. Okay, this will be given to you, and it, I told you, second condition is it is parallel to another line, this second line, or also, or could be its vectors. Okay, can anyone tell me direction ratios of this particular vector or this particular line which is parallel to? What are the direction ratios of this line? Can anyone tell me the direction ratio of this particular line? Huh? Someone was telling something, I could not hear. Can you repeat? A comma B comma C. Okay, direction ratios of this particular line. Whenever I told you it's given in the vector form, the direction ratios will always be there at the side of I, J and K. So these are your direction ratios of this particular line. Okay, now we want to find equation of this line. So we have to just assume this to be point, any point, x comma y comma z, so that it will be x comma y minus that. Now the equation is, there are two ways you can write an equation. tell that also. One is always a vector equation and always a Cartesian equation. Vector form and Cartesian form. Any equation of a line can be written in two ways. One will be the vector form and the other one is called as the Cartesian form. Sometimes they ask you to write both ways. Okay, write the vector and Cartesian equation of a line. They say. Sometimes they'll ask you only Cartesian, sometimes they might ask you only vector. But you have to know to find in both the ways. So first one is the vector form. Okay, so if A is the point which is given, okay, and M is the vector which is given parallel to that line, and R is the position vector of that point, means what? Of this particular line, this is A. So this is x1, y1, z1. This you had assumed as to be P, x, comma, y, comma, z. So we always write it in small vectors. How we write now? Although it is small p bar, they are not using that because I'm just referring the same notations as the textbook. Actually, this should have been small a bar and this should have been small p bar. But they have used it as, for p, they have used it as r. Okay. Like how we find now? AP bar would have been what? P bar minus a bar. But now they are assuming it's like this. R bar minus a bar, like that. So R bar is called as the position vector of P. Then this formula you have to know. This is vector form of a line. R bar is A bar is the point, okay, plus this is fixed, lambda, M bar. Write this equation and please write this and keep point. This is the point, always the first. The single one which will be the always is the point. And this which comes along with lambda is always the direction ratios. Please remember this. Write this and keep. First part, okay, single part. Sometimes they have to confuse you. This part they might give first and this side. But remember, whichever is single will be a point. Whichever is with along with lambda or some t, any other letter they might use lambda, t, u, whichever. So whichever comes with this particular notation are always the direction ratios of that whichever it is perpendicular to or parallel to. So this is a vector equation of a line. So let us write. So if this is the point given to you, what will be it? Every vector form. So everything will be in terms of vectors, not in terms of numbers. So this is a point given to you, A. So how to convert any point into a vector? Straight away just write I, J, K. So A bar I'm writing as what? Vector form. X1 I cap, Y1 J cap, Z1 K cap. So this is the point. Plus lambda times M bar. M bar is already given to you. A I cap, B J cap, C K cap. This is a vector equation of a line after substitution. This is the formula and this is the substitution. Anyone who has not understood? Again, I'm specifying point. And these are the direction ratios and this is point vector. So everything is in terms of vector form. So that's why it is called vector form of a line. Now the second form is called as the Cartesian form. So Cartesian form of a line is written this way: x minus x1. This is never to be substituted. This will remain like this only. Upon a y minus y1 upon b. Okay. What it means is, what was the point given to you? x1, y1, z1. Correct? You can check your diagram. This was the point given. And what were your direction ratios from m bar, a bar, a, b, and c. Cartesian form, there will be no vector involved, means there will be no I, no j, no k, no I cap, j cap, k cap. Everything will be in terms of pure numbers. Okay, this will also be a pure number and this will also be a pure number. So you have to remove I, j, k. So if you remove I, j, k, what is left? x1, y1, z1. And if you remove here this, what are the direction ratios? A, B, C. So when denominator will always be direction ratios for Cartesian form. And numerator, this also will, this numerator part will always be the point. x1, y1, z1 is the point. A, B, C is the direction ratios. Remember that. Numerator always the point. Denominator always the direction ratios. Because there will be problems where equation will be given and you have to locate what are the direction ratios. So if I ask you what are the direction ratios of this line, you should not tell me x1, y1, z1. You have to check the denominator and tell me a, b, and c. Okay, what is the point? Point will be x1, y1, z1. And here this is minus. Okay, this is minus, ulta it is, because already it is minus. If this was plus, then opposite sign you have to take. Okay, whenever it is by default minus, the point is x1, y1, z. This has to be minus. If this was plus, then this will become minus, that way. Okay, this is equal to lambda. This can be written or may not be written, not required as such. So this is called as a Cartesian form of a line. Now there will be more problems where you'll have to find something called as arbitrary point also. Any Cartesian equation is given to you. If you ask to find an arbitrary point, okay, you can find it using this Cartesian form. What you have to do is, arbitrary point means you have to find x1 value, y1 value, and z1 value. So one at a time you have to equate. So this is equal to lambda. X minus x1 upon a is equal to lambda. Okay. Oh, this x, y, and z we are finding now. Okay. X, y, and z value we'll have to find. Okay. So what we'll do, first to find the value of x, take a on the other side. So x minus x1 will be a lambda. So what is the value of x? Nothing but a lambda plus x1. Same way, second part you equate now to lambda, find the value of y. So this will be y minus y1 will be. So what will be the value of y? A lambda plus y1. Same way, z also you have to find. So you got the value of x, y, and z. So that is called as the arbitrary point. So put it together in the coordinate form. So I've given it in that note. What is the arbitrary point? Whichever way you write, okay? X1 you can write first or the other way around. Then y coordinate is this. B lambda it will be. Just correct it. And the last one, Z1 plus C lambda. This is B, huh? So this will be B and this will also be B. So anytime arbitrary. Again, anyways, I'll revise this while solving the problem. So anytime you have to find arbitrary point, just equate it to lambda, find the value of x. Same way, equate the second part, find the value of y, and then z, and all together you write and put it in the bracket, so that becomes the arbitrary point. So this is what we have done now, vector and Cartesian equation of a line. When a point was given and a parallel vector was given. Now the second, that is the B part, equation. What will be given is just 2 points. That's it. And you have to find a equation. Okay, in order to find any equation of a line, remember that you need to know its point and the direction ratio on it. Okay, on your notebook, if you want to write on top and of the page and keep condition to find equation of a line. What you need? A point and direction ratios compulsory. 1 point you want and the direction ratio of that line. Whether it is vector equation or Cartesian equation, doesn't matter. Point and direction. These are the main two conditions to find equation of a line. Now we want to find equation of a line, but what is given to me? Just 2 points are given. But what I need? 1 point and direction ratios also. We'll have to find the direction ratios also of that line. So this is A, B given to you. So 2 points which are given are x1, y1, z1. This is x2, y2, z2. Okay. You can take any of the point. 1 point is enough. You already have a point. So this is the point which you need. That is A. Now we also need, I told you, the second condition to find equation of a line is always you need a point and the direction, the ratios. So obviously you know how to find direction ratios of a line. Given any 2 points, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1. Okay, so it is nothing but finding B minus A. So direction ratios are nothing but by finding B bar minus A bar. Okay, this minus this minus this. And this point is the general point always. P is what? In general, you have to take x, y, z with position vector r bar. Because equation cannot be everything in pure numbers. There should be x, y, and z also there. So this you have to write. And no need to draw diagrams and all. This is only for your understanding now. So what is the equation? Vector equation of a line, I told you. Always there should be a point plus lambda times direction ratios. So this is compulsory to find vector equation of a line, a point. So which is the point? A. A means you cannot write A simply because this is a vector equation which you are writing. So vector means we'll have to write it as A bar plus lambda times. Now it is what? Direction ratios are nothing but B bar minus A bar. This is the point. This is the direction ratio. And now we'll substitute and see R bar point. But which form it has to be? Definitely we are writing the vector equation of a line. So simply you cannot write x1, y1, z1 and keep like this. So you have to write it in vector form because we are writing vector equation. So just convert this in vector form by writing xi cap, x1, y1, j cap and z1, j cap. So this is point vector plus lambda times x2 minus x1 I cap, y2 minus y1 j cap and z2 minus z1 k cap. So this will be our answer. Anyone who has not understood? Point vector and the direction ratios vector. We'll start solving the problem. Cartesian is left now. So this is vector and now the Cartesian form. Cartesian I told you it's always x minus the point, okay, upon the direction ratio. This is a Cartesian form which we are writing. Then y minus the point upon the direction ratio is equal to z minus the point upon the direction ratio I told. This denominator always will be the direction ratio. Numerator will always be the point. This you can write as lambda. Now, what is the point? This point. First point we have to take always, not the second. First point. So which is the point? X1, Y1, Z1. Point I wrote on the numerator. And denominator I want to write the direction ratios. So direction ratios are where? This B minus A I cannot write here. Here, this. So here X2 minus X1, first one. First direction ratio here. Second direction ratio here. And third direction ratio will be here. So this is the Cartesian form of a line when 2 points are given. Denominator, direction ratios. Numerator, point. Okay, so we'll move on to page number 4. So I'll start solving the problems. If you have understood this concept, now problems will be very simple. So the first question says find vector and the Cartesian equation, both the forms they are asking, okay, of a line through a point. So now what all is given? So point given to you is, I'll straight away write it as A. Whichever point is given will be considered as A. And it is, you want to draw diagram for your reference, you can draw. This is A. And it is parallel to this vector, it is said. So that vector whichever is parallel is always considered to be M bar. Pi cap this is a M bar parallel to this. So straight away we can write vector equation. So vector equation, when a point is given and parallel to the line is nothing but, I told you, point. You don't even have to by heart the equations. You just have to know. That you need a point and the direction ratio. Whichever comes with lambda bar is the direction ratio. A bar. Everything will be vectors. Huh? So just convert it in terms of vector. 5 I cap 2 j cap plus 4 k cap. Then lambda times straight away m bar. So this is your answer. This is the vector equation of a line. Now after solving this part, at least still anyone having doubts can ask. Now we have to write Cartesian form. A Cartesian equation of a line. So what is the formula? X minus x1 upon a, y minus y1 upon b, z minus z1 upon c. The point is in the numerator, direction ratio is the denominator. So what is the value of a, b and c? If you want, you can write like this in 3, now no vectors to be written, no I, j, k. So 3, 2 and 8 are your direction ratios. Minus 8, sorry. Okay, just be careful of the sign. So now substitute x, y, z is never to be substituted. So this will be x minus, which is the 0.5 upon your first direction ratio, that is 3. Second, the point y part, second direction ratio is 2. Z minus point is 4. You can check here also, see 5, 2, 4, and the direction ratios are at the denominator. This is the Cartesian equation of a line. I hope it is clear, because I'm assuming if you are not understanding, you should ask. Together it is of 12 marks on the entire chapter. So mostly this 3D part will come for 7 to 8 marks, and vectors will be just 4 marks something. Now the second, find a vector and Cartesian equation of a line passing through the points. Okay, just make it as points. I've just given the point, just make it points. The 2 points are given to you. The 2 points are A and B is given to you. To find the direction ratios of the line, 3 minus 1, that will be 2. 4 minus 0 and 1 minus 2 will be minus 1. So this is the first thing you need to do. Just quickly find the direction ratios of the line and the first point you have to take. So vector equation, r bar is a bar, your first point vector, and what you have done is this is your b bar minus a bar. So write it in vector form because we are writing vector equation. So convert this into vector. So it will be 1 I cap. J cap will be 0 j cap, or you need not write also. You can skip this and straight away write 2 j cap. Those who want can straight away do like this and write here 3 minus 1, that is 2 I cap. I'll refer this 4 j cap minus. So this is a vector equation of a line when 2 points are given. And Cartesian equation, x minus x2 minus x1, y minus the first point, y2 minus y1. Worst case, even if you forget the formula, you know how to write x minus the first point upon its direction ratio. Okay. If you have forgotten this formula, no need to panic, just write. This is always x minus your first point. Point will always be at the numerator. Denominator always the direction ratio will come. That is 2. Yes. Y minus the point. So it's all about this and this upon 4. And z minus of minus will become plus 4. Wait, the point I took ulta. Sorry. Minus 2 upon minus z minus 2 upon direction ratio will come at the denominator. So this is the Cartesian equation of a line. This is 4, that is minus 1. Third one, A1, find a Cartesian equation. Now only Cartesian has been asked, of a line passing through the point this is A. There's one more line given to you and parallel to the line whose equation has been given. So whenever we say two parallel lines, I told you direction ratio of this line is always equal to direction ratio of this line for parallel line. Okay. So if you know direction ratio of this line, you can use it over here. So can anyone tell me what are the direction ratios of this second line? Tell me the direction ratios of that parallel line quickly. You can attempt. What is FIL to attempt? Even if it's wrong, doesn't matter.
3, 5, and 6.
Yes, 3 comma 5 comma 6. Direction ratios, I told you have to always locate at the denominator. So sometimes they might not give you that straight away m bar. So they might give you like this form. So basically what you need is finally a point and a direction ratio. So R bar will be, m bar means nothing but vector of the direction ratio. So A bar is this, 2 I cap plus this continuum. I don't have space there, so I'm writing it down. Lambda times this direction ratio vector, 3 I cap. Whether it's of this line, it means the same because they are parallel. So this is the answer. And this is vector equation. No? They had asked actually Cartesian, but anyways, we'll find both and keep. This is vector. Now find the Cartesian. That will be x minus the point 2 upon 3, y minus 4 upon 5. This is equal to, that's the answer. Now second one is also same like this one only. Only thing that direction ratios, I'll tell you how to find in that case. Now B part, the point given is and it is parallel to this line. Okay. So now I have to tell you whatever is at the denominator will be your direction ratios. But now what is happening? There is no denominator, but this is not in the correct form of Cartesian. If you have noticed, everywhere x is single. There is no coefficient outside the x. Go to see over here. What has happened? There is a 6. So it has to be a single x. What you have to do is just write it and convert it into proper Cartesian form. How to convert? What you do is nothing is there, means it is 1. Now make this x single. To make this x single, you'll have to divide numerator and denominator by 6. This you have to do internally over here. So here you'll have to divide by 6. Here you'll have to divide by 3. And here you'll have to divide by 2. Okay, so this will become 6x upon 6 anyways. Now for the first time I'm showing, it will look like this. Later on I will be directly writing the answer on. This is about upon 3. So to calculate will be x. Okay, so your direction ratios are what? 1 by 6, 1 by 3, 1 by 2. Okay, suppose this also I will tell you, direction ratios are all fractions, suppose, and everywhere if this is a common 1, no, if it is 1, you can straight away reverse also. So direction ratios, you can, if everything is 1, okay, it's a fraction, you can just reverse it. This will be 6 comma 3 comma 2. If everyone is a fraction, huh? So your direction ratios are 6 comma 3 comma 2. So now you know the point, you know the direction, the ratios. So vector equation will be, where is the point? You can write it in 2i cap minus j cap plus 3k cap plus lambda times 6i cap plus direction ratios vector. In Cartesian form, I'm not writing the formula now, straight away I'm writing the equation. So x minus point upon the direction ratio, y minus the point, minus of minus will become plus 1 upon 3, and this will be z minus. Okay, we'll stop over here, continue with the problems in the next class.